more than 10 years of building up to this moment in some ways.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but this is a dot of a page of the Connaught history and our professional career. It's a very big dot, bold, that probably is the turning page of something else. Because every day we strive to achieve something new, something else. This for sure is something that give us even more energy and pride and creativity to surprise our guests and motivate our team.
Well, I got a martini in your honor. Salute. We'll let anyone else who's with us ask any questions of you. So go ahead, guys.
Well, first of all, congratulations. Yeah, it's really an amazing achievement. But you know, the Connaught Bar has an incredible reputation already. Does this going to the top spot, you think, change things for you? How important is it?
It's very important. It's very important because having recognition is always something to is an injection of energy, is an injection of creativity, is an injection of new energy for our team. Therefore, their team they want to project it to our guests. And being in the top 10 in the last 11 years for the 50 best bars, we've been extremely proud to be always that. And today, kind of is a liberation of a dream, is a liberation of I don't know, it's the achievement that we were looking for. That give us our guests even more high expectation from now on.
And today, well, sadly, it's the first day of the second lockdown. But I wanted to ask you about the first lockdown. What have you done at the bar? Have you been trying to reset, maybe focus again on what you do? Did you change your menu?
Yeah, we did some adjustment. Giorgio, you want to share, please?
Before the lockdown, you mean, Filippo? Like, until yesterday?
Like during the first lockdown, so between March and when you reopened?
Between March and September, when we reopened, we did different activity on different levels. The first one was pretty reactive. So what we do, we take care of people in normal days. You know, we host people, we make them feel comfortable, we make them feel at their ease, and we please them in every way we can. We wanted to do the same. So digitally was the only way we could do that. So we wanted to send positive messages to everyone, guests, team, bar community. I don't want to say mainly, but you know, like as we all know, the hospitality industry globally has been hit probably the hardest or one of the hardest. So we didn't want anyone to, you know, give up or back down. So every single activity that came to us, every single opportunity we had to talk publicly throughout social media or other platform, we use to make sure that this passion, this job, this art, call it as you like, wouldn't die. That was the first one there. We give like reactively. As soon as it started, we didn't wait one day to dig in into these opportunities. When you know people start to get used to lockdown and find their way of doing something else or adapt their businesses, keeping still the focus on them, we shift a bit on our team that we kept entertained with activities such as internal training, new menu that we developed throughout lockdown, internal competition, showing them a way of doing our job in different ways, creating digital content again or creating glassware or whatever they could create at home, and then share it with us and relook at what we were doing before and adapt to what it will be after lockdown. So many of the great ideas that we applied to the bar since the 17th of September, when we reopened, they actually came from the team. You know, we aim to mentor our guys and our girls every day. So we didn't want to stop because of lockdown. You know, we didn't want to say, okay, it's not under our control, so we can, you know, be behind the scenes. No, you know, we always put our face and our names on whatever we do, and that didn't, you know, as dramatic and terrible the situation could be these days, we never, even for a second, thought to, you know, like let it go. And
I think we've been very aware of. I think we've been very aware of the modern time when technology can really be of support of what we do. And the first lockdown was an example. I think we developed even further the team, every single team member of the Connaught bar, and collaborating with the management in order to strive for a better experience for us as an employee, and for our guests to visit.
Do you think high-end bars like yours can enter the takeaway market?
Takeaway is a market now. We do some takeaway. It depends in the area where you are, in which city might have more or less attraction. So yeah, we do some of our classic. We do the Connaught Martini in bottled Connaught Martini, ready to use with the signature bergamot and ginseng bitter, and the Negroni with orange leaf bitter from Sicily. We like to keep it classy with a kind of modern interpretation. So yeah, it does very well. Then each place has their own rules, their own regulation. You need to look at license and stuff. Depends which city you are, which country you are. So it's doing well for us.
It's good for our guests as well.
It helps the brand for sure.
Okay, if I can add a little note, the Connaught, so the hotel we work in, been extremely supportive throughout, and they still want us to deliver our message 100%. So definitely that has been a plus for us to keep our positivity and keep our mindset to carry on further.
So I have a question for each one of you, and the question is, what's the most special cocktail for you that is available at the Connaught for your guests?
The answer is all the same.
It's a very mutual answer.
Sometimes Filippo, simplicity can unfold so many words that you never experienced before. Maybe I'll let Maura explain the experience of the Connaught Martini at the Connaught bar.
Well, you know, it's the Connaught Martini is the one that gives us fully the opportunity to interact with our guests, is to have the opportunity to share what we love, the lifestyle of the Connaught bar, and to put it into a glass and share it with our guests. From the very beginning when the guest orders it until the very last moment that we put it into the glass and serve it to the guest. Connaught Martini, it is the most iconic cocktail since the past 12 years. And, you know, today we're here after 11 years because of, I believe, our consistency of the Connaught bar. And the Connaught Martini, I think, is the cocktail that represents the consistency of the Connaught bar. Whoever is coming, even though they have it probably many times, is a timeless cocktail. So the interaction, you know, either is myself or Giorgio, Agostino that is making the cocktail, is always, every time is always unique.
Can I mention some numbers?
William, you've been in the bar a few
exactly,
times.
I'm not sure if
you've been in the Martini a few times.
So
said by us, it might look a little bit selfish, arrogant somehow, but I say from the other side of the trolley point of view, I think.
Sure. I mean, I think for anyone who has had the Connaught Martini, they will understand what you're talking about. This, it's almost a beautiful ritual. The process of making that, you get that sense of theatre. It's very much a sense of occasion, and people are coming to places like the Connaught Bar because they don't want something ordinary. They want something extraordinary. And the Connaught Martini is the embodiment of that. Some theatre, some great elements of hospitality and service, but also, of course, a great, beautifully balanced drink itself. So that's it sums up. And as Maura said, the consistency is one of the main reasons that the bar has been so successful for so long and is still at the top. It's not short term. It's not a short term success. And I have every faith that with this team here, that the Connaught will continue to be successful for years to come.
So if I can add some numbers to it to give you an idea, Filippo, in normal days, like 1 year ago, our monthly average of martini sales was roughly between 1,200 and 1,500 a month.
No, it will.
Yeah.
Don't consider Christmas.
Not even December.
Like September or October, I would say. The second cocktail, the second bestseller, will not reach 400 cocktails.
Wow.
So there's a big gap between the most popular drink and everything else. We put the same effort. Don't get me wrong. But martini is something that people really recognize us for.
With the simplicity, most time is become more. It's the space where you have more complexity, because a simpler drink, they are the easiest to unbalance. So you need to make sure you balance the ingredients, but you balance the way how you express the ingredients and you do the ritual. And the Connaught Martini is the expression of that.
And what does it take to become a bartender at the Connaught Bar?
An interview that we assess not the knowledge that you have, but the attitude, the personality. And then it takes 1 year, despite the experience that you have, 1 year, starting from level 1 and slowly reaching what could be the dream coming true. Giorgio is the head of mixology, and he really is assessing every single one of the team member that they come to see us because they want to be a bartender, and he makes sure that they buy it into the mentality. If they don't have it, he makes sure that buy it into the mentality in the sense. I'll let Giorgio add some notes.
Okay, so the 18th of September 2014, I got a job as barback at the Connaught Bar. Today, I feel like I'm the best barback the Connaught Bar ever had it. Just because the way we work is a mindset, as I would say, is a mentality. Doesn't matter which are your tasks. You just learn the Connaught Bar way of doing things. And of course, with time and with promotions and with more experience, you introduce different tasks. They, of course, are closer to management rather than operation. But year after year, you don't change the way you work. And being all on the same path and all following this mentality, that's how you become a bartender at the Connaught Bar. It's not being the most geek, it's not being the most cocktail historian. It's like follow Agos's dream, as I did more than 6 years ago, and I'm still doing every day that I get to the Connaught Bar doors.
Do you have a favorite bar in London?
The Connaught Bar? No.
Not apart from the Connaught Bar?
There are different.
Yeah, depends,
London is, London is London. You cannot say I have a favorite bar because it depends really how you feel and who you are with, which time of the day.
what you're up to.
Yeah. I love to be a regular guest at the Connaught bar. I think in 12 years I've been here maybe 4 or 5 times as a guest, but as much as you can try to retouch. I love many places, from the most classic places to the more innovative places in different areas of London. London is London. London is a cocktail. London lets you grow as a person. Is a place where you land, and the first glaze is like, wow, what's going on here? You live with people from all over the countries, all over the continents. As you wake up, you learn. You learn from Mexico, you learn from South America, and you learn from African countries, Asia, whatever. And when you start to work with those people as well, it is what it is. So
they can be a favorite.
It can be a favorite. It can be a favorite.
Because we
place.
have so many favorite people.
We can give you a list rather than a favorite.
Really,
we can give you a 50 best list of
Yes. So there are some friends that work in this community and in London. So every time we feel like going to these places, because on that time that's our favorite place to go. But there is no one that we choose, we select as the only one. So they're all favorite.
A quick question from me, guys. Obviously, from lockdown, from when you reopened in September until yesterday, the hotel is not full of the same international guests that you usually have. You usually have a very international clientele, as well as, people from London itself. Have you noticed that change, and has it changed the way you work at all?
It's I don't know how to explain it. Yes, we had less international clientele. However, we have Europe, luckily for several weeks, was open. So with business people that were already regular at the Connaught, coming to the Connaught for business, as their business in London. And as a consequence, they were regular at the Connaught bar. Yes, of course, we miss we noticed the less variety. However, luckily enough, the Connaught bar has always been full every single day. And once you open the door of the Connaught bar, it's a different world. There is no nationality, there is no where you live, if you're for business, it's just all become one. It's like when you mix the perfect martini. Mm-hmm. If the martini is good, doesn't matter if you use a gin, what gin, vodka, which vodka, vermouth, which vermouth. It's good. That's it.
I think if I can add, I'll go. We always want to be the ambassador of the bespoke experience. So every guest is different and special, because for every guest, we want to create a unique experience. So if one day we have only local people, doesn't matter that we treat them all in the same way, just because they're all local. If we have international and local, we're not going to treat them in the same way again, because everyone, we want to give something unique to each and everybody as much as we can, of course. But so basically, probably the way we approach them might look similar and sound similar, but we always find an angle where we can make it unique for them.
I think our strength is, no judge from the appearance, because you can have we're in England, so you can have a guest with clearly is British, or maybe he doesn't live in England or in Great Britain since 20 years because he's somewhere else in the world. But we don't know that. We don't want to judge that. So we just make his experience the best as possible, despite if he lives in Mayfair, if he lives in Oxfordshire or Scotland, Wales,
Asia.
Doesn't matter. It's all one.
And also, I believe that, what lockdown taught us, obviously, all these restrictions in traveling, so a lot of people couldn't travel from around the world, so a lot of guests that we have, regular guests, they are traveling from around the world and are joining us at the Connaught. This was a beautiful opportunity to, realize how many guests we have local, like a local community. And it was beautiful to actually to see how many people we have in London and around London or in UK that would come on purpose to see us. There was like not much happening. People couldn't travel. People cannot travel. So this is the most beautiful opportunity to see how much we are actually loved from all these guests around London and around UK. So for us, it's a beautiful opportunity to look after them and to realize actually how many people would have joining around joining us. So yeah, it's great.
From on behalf of 50 Best, you are the best. So, well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.